I have often wished I had time to cultivate modesty, but I am too busy thinking about myself. Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. Dream your own dreams. Achieve your own goals. Your journey is your own and unique. A truth is what it is. A lie, a thought-out deception more brutal than a truth could ever be. I don't know why we are here, but I'm pretty sure that it is not in order to enjoy ourselves. I never dreamed about success. I worked for it. Come friends, it's not too late to seek a newer world. There must always be a remedy for wrong and injustice if we only know how to find it. The greatest thing in the world is to know how to belong to oneself. In the end, you have to choose whether or not to trust someone. We never know which lies we influence, or when, or why. All you know is what you think you know, but that isn't always what's real. It used to be about trying to do something. Now it's about trying to be someone. Death is so terribly final, while life is full of possibilities. Sometimes we don't get second chances, Owen. Sometimes things just end. The goal of education is to enable individuals to continue their education. If you ever find yourself in the wrong story, leave. I don't think of all the misery, but of the beauty that still remains. Many things that don't really mean so much of anything are wonderful. Summer is for surrendering. Winter is for wondering. The cost of a thing is the amount of what I will call life which is required to be exchanged for it, immediately or in the long run. Energy and initiative count as much as talent and luck. We are animals, and as animals we kill to survive. Unfortunately, some of us are monsters and kill just because they can. Stand up for what is right even if it means standing alone. Growing up is losing some illusions in order to acquire others. In matters of style, swim with the current. In matters of principle, stand like a rock. In order to be yourself, you must first know who you are. And though you think the world is at your feet, it can rise up and tread on you. True beauty is measured by the number of pearls within you, not those around your neck. Price of peace could only be valued by people who had suffered loss in the war. Life would be unbearably dull if we had answers to all our questions. This is your life, and it's ending 1 minute at a time. The truth will set you free, but first it will piss you off. The secret of life is honesty and fair dealing. If you can fake that, you've got it made. Certain thoughts are prayers. There are moments when, whatever be the attitude of the body, the soul is on its knees. Faith and reason are like two wings of the human spirit by which it soars to the truth. Misunderstanding is my cornerstone. It's everyone's, come to think of it. Illusions mistaken for truth are the pavement under our feet. To be prepared against surprise is to be trained. To be prepared for surprise is to be educated. Everyone has his own reality in which, if one is not too cautious, timid, or frightened, one swims. This is the only reality there is. Flow is the best of what happens when potential is activated by consciousness. I speak to everyone in the same way, whether he is the garbage man or the president of the university. I wanted that future officer to weigh decisions with a supple mind and to be comfortable with nuance and uncertainty. The best laid schemes owe mice and men gang aft eagerly. One day can change your life. One day can ruin your life. All life is 3 or 4 big days that change everything. It takes more effort to avoid the truth than it does to face it. As we go through life, we gradually discover who we are, but the more we discover, the more we lose ourselves. I'd found out that if you push people away hard enough, they tended to go. When you are in company of people who don't add value to your life, you risk wasting your effort to succeed. Life will never conform to all of our desires. Ever. Saya adalah produk gagal yang sedang dalam proses penduran ulang. Smiley face. The goal of life is to make your heartbeat match the beat of the universe, to match your nature with nature. I want someone whose heart is big enough to hold me. I knew who I was this morning, but I've changed a few times since then. No, that is the great fallacy, the wisdom of old men. They do not grow wise. They grow careful. Rejection should be a means of improvement and not a way to feel dejected. They don't actually want you to do your own thing, not unless it's their thing too. The happiness of the drop is to die in the river. If you can't control your peanut butter, you can't expect to control your life. It is a costly thing, looking on the true face of love. If the road is easy, you're likely going the wrong way. A man is like a novel. Until the very last page, you don't know how it will end. Otherwise, it wouldn't even be worth reading. We may regard certain days as free days. Free days or however fee days. We will pay later. Perhaps what is inexpressible is the background against which whatever I could express has its meaning. We cannot change what we are not aware of, and once we are aware, we cannot help but change. Treachery and violence are spears pointed at both ends. They wound those who resort to them worse than their enemies. It's okay to be a loser. It just depends on how good you are at being one. It's not the men in your life that matters. It's the life in your men. Here's to freedom. Cheers to art. Here's to having an excellent adventure, and may the stopping never start. Never trust the translation or interpretation of something without first trusting its interpreter. I am nothing more than the consequence of catastrophe. The wealth required by nature is limited and is easy to procure, but the wealth required by vain ideals extends to infinity. Don't waste your time with explanations. People only hear what they want to hear. We don't make mistakes, just happy little accidents. I don't like people around me sad. I like making people happy. There's only one day at a time here, then it's tonight, and then tomorrow will be the day again. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Your past doesn't determine your future. What matters is what you're going to do with those past experiences to start moving forward. Don't appreciate me. I'm not up to it. Don't criticize me. I don't deserve it. Just be my friend and forgive me, because I am craving for it. Rule of life. If you bother to ask someone's advice, then bother to listen to it. All sins are forgiven once you start making a lot of money. Failure is constructive feedback that tells you to try a different approach to accomplish what you want. The man who says he can and the man who says he cannot are both correct. Success is a little like wrestling a gorilla. You don't quit when you're tired. You quit when the gorilla is tired. Face reality as it is, not as it was, or as you wish it to be. The one who falls and gets up is stronger than the one who never tried. Do not fear failure, but rather fear not trying. The thorns we endure in life are but shadowed by the precious petals of a rosy outlook. Imagine no limitations. Decide what's right and desirable before you decide what's possible. Don't ever trust men with good intentions. They'll always disappoint you. Leo. The choices you make now, the people you surround yourself with, they all have the potential to affect your life, even who you are, forever. To realize the truth, you have to cross the boundaries of all religions and prophets. You are beautiful. Know this. Anyone who tells you otherwise is simply lying. You are beautiful. We need to be fit and ready for anything that might come our way. Always forgive, but never forget. else you will be a prisoner of your own hatred and doomed to repeat your mistakes forever. Nothing important is learned, it is simply remembered. Happiness was but the occasional episode in a general drama of pain. Dripping water hollows out stone, not through force but through persistence. Knowledge is responsibility, which is why people resist knowledge. Never feel shame for trying and failing, for he who has never failed is he who has never tried. Some people look for a beautiful place, others make a place beautiful. Each affects the other, and the other affects the next, and the world is full of stories, but the stories are all one.